Man, what it is, I think I got it. We might got it. Yeah, man, I was trying to. I couldn't get my streaming going, man. I couldn't get my streaming going. It was acting crazy. Word, word. Okay, okay. You going out to Lakeland? Copy that. What's going on, Jones? Hood Chef. There we go. Hey, soon as I can figure out how to drop this motherfucking link, I'll be alright. I don't see no what you call it, man. I'm going to just go ahead and send you this link direct, Hood Chef. Stand by. Boom, I just sent you the link, big dog. This was a job trying to get this going on. So Jerry, you out there rolling tonight, baby? What it is? There we go. Uh, there you go.
You got the
Hood Chef.
technology working now. Okay.
Man, this shit crazy, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you. I'm um I'm like, man. Hey Jerry, you said you headed to my favorite place. What's that? Where that's at? I still ain't figured out how to drop the link in the comments, but you know,
Mm.
it says something about when I hit more, it says post a comment, but then it don't let me write shit. So, oh, there we go. Boom.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there it is. All right, I got it now. Got it.
You got it? You're
Yeah,
cooking with grease?
got it. Cooking with the grease. Cooking with the
That's
motherfucking
right.
hood chef and the motherfucking Sam. Ah, baby, what it is, man. What it is.
You heard?
Hey, hey, man, what y'all doing out there, man? What y'all doing out there? Hey Jerry, where you had that, Jerry? You say it's my favorite place. Where you had that? I said we got two up in here. I'm gonna see what these what they talking about out there. Ain't nobody doing nothing out there, man. Hey, Hood Chef, did the stream come over there on the did it pop up that I was just live or
It
what?
did.
How did it work out?
It did. It did.
I couldn't see
Yeah.
nothing.
Can you hear me?
Cool. Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it showed it. Yep, it showed it. Yeah.
Copy that. Oh, Jerry said he going to Sam's Club up there at Saddle Creek.
Oh, that's our favorite place.
Yeah, man. They usually ain't too bad though. They usually ain't too bad. Wasn't that where you had to take my load at? Chef, ain't that where you had to take my load at? When I went down?
I think that was. Yeah.
Yeah, you broke up a little bit. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. It's only one up there though, ain't it?
Yeah, they cool. They cool.
Yeah. I usually don't have no problem when I go up in there, but you know how it go.
Let's see.
But yeah, man, I not to cut you off, man. I had got delayed too, bro. Like right after I hung up with you, right on 95. It's a wreck right in front of me, man. The boy was trying to climb out the damn car, bro. That shit was crazy, man. So I was trying to give him, I had to pull one of your numbers. I was trying to give him some water, man. He trying to look for his phone, and the car smoking. We telling this nigga like, look, you need to just get up out this joint. We'll get you this. You will find your phone later, brother. You can replace that motherfucking car smoking like a motherfucker, man. Oh, I lost Hood Chef in here somewhere. Hey, what you say, Jerome? You trying to be like me? Hey, I just came from the background, man. I think I lost my boy Hood Chef. Let me get him back on here. But hang on. Yeah, I lost you for a second, bro.
Yeah, probably because I'm in this desert, so
it's all good. It's all good.
I'll be parked in about an hour and a half. But this will be a good first trial run for us.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop a link down in here. I'm give y'all a free opportunity to holler at your boy. For those that wanna join the stream, you can jump in for a hot minute. We get the audio going. But yeah, man, you said he was trying to be like me, Jerome, on the mechanic side, man. I just was fortunate that I came from a mechanic background before I got in trucking. I used to have a shop, man, up in Florida for like about 10 years, man. So that's kind of what I was doing. So, but boy, look at here. It definitely helps to cut down on that cost, boy. I think you should. I think that you should know a little something about a little something anyway. You ain't got to be no Ford diesel mechanic, but I mean, you should at least know how to change a tire, man. Basic stuff that we generally paying people to do. What you think about that, Chef? What you thinking?
And you expect us to know how to change a tire on these things?
I do, and believe it or not, when I say a tire, man, I mean at least have another wheel or something. Some guys keep a tire under their trailer or whatever. And I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Yeah.
I bought the little multiplier joint. It's real simple to crack the lugs for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you get a little bottle jack. I mean, think about it. You got an outside tire that's flat on your trailer or on your tractor, man. You calling out, you already know how much that's going to cost, right? So now, you spend I think I spent $100. Matter of fact, it wasn't even $100. It was like $89 for the kit to take the lugs off. And I paid like $90 at Harbor Freight for a jack. You feel me? And just being able to have something like that, man, is versus calling out some services. It's good stuff. All right, Jerry. I know you said you can't rap too much,
Yeah.
man. We'll holler at you, baby. We'll holler at you. I just got back to the yard, so I'm parking the truck right now. But yeah, man, I'm just saying in those regards, man, I don't expect nobody to get out there and be doing what I do. But I mean, think about it. You got a belt come off, man. It take you 2 seconds to do a belt. Even if it takes you an hour to do it. And you've been through that before, haven't you, Chef? Where
Oh,
you had to
man, a
put a
couple
belt on?
times. A couple
You,
times.
you see what I'm saying? That's why I said you should at least know a law or something.
Yeah, I
You know
had
what I
to get
mean?
somebody to put it on. You mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Stuff like that. But I don't think you ain't got to be, doing alternators and stuff like that, which I still think are basic on a semi. But I just feel like when you talking about somebody
Yeah.
charging you 600-700 a stack for alternator. But yeah, man, this is our test run,
Yeah.
man. So we see how it play out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. It got me. Hey, look, it got me
Yeah.
looking 10 pounds slimmer and everything. Yeah, I like this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Um, Everybody probably out rolling right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody probably out rolling.
Yeah,
Who else
which
we
is
got up
cool.
in?
Hey, we
Yeah.
might be able to
Mhm.
run it back this evening, maybe.
Yeah, yeah,
Anything,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No doubt, no doubt, man. No doubt,
Hey,
no doubt. Yeah.
I might
So
have
you,
to. I might I might get you on my side of the street and I download it. Come on my side of the street and see how many trolls come over there and want to tap in. Yeah, I got a lot of trolls on my side on my page.
yeah. I think Jerome just said something. What you got in there, Romy? Oh, you said I could change the tire on a semi if the tire is on the rim. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, they say it's easier to do it that way, though. You know what I mean? They say it's easier to kind of like pop it off, and I've seen it done. But I'm just talking about if you got an extra spare rim or something that you got aired up, ready to rock and roll. You know what I mean? Putting that little bottle jack up under that joint, taking the little multiplier, pulling it off. You know what I'm saying? You know how that go. That's what I'm saying. If you got to take it off, they have tools, man, that makes it real easy. You ain't even got to have an air joint. You know what I mean? Easy Travel said, "How you feel about reefer versus drive van in this market as an owner operator?" Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I talk about this a lot when it comes
Mm.
to lanes and knowing commodities and time of year. I've talked about. I mean, this never gets old. So, you know, I kind of feel like Jerry has said something. Yeah, Jerry, I'm sitting in the truck now, man. I'm sitting in the truck now. You probably rolled right past me, but I say this a lot, bro. You know that this is the importance of understanding that. So right now in this market, theoretically, reefer should be doing well. And I'm gonna tell you, I've seen some of the loads. I looked at a lot of the loads for reefers, and the reefer rates are looking a lot better in the southeastern, far as dry van is concerned. Now, what I will say is the reefer rates are still down because obviously reefer rates are not what they was pre-pandemic and post-pandemic, right? So, which is all rates across the board are down right now. So, I think reefer rates. This would be a good time to be in reefer because you're going, especially coming out of Florida. Um, it's really good, coming out the south. This is watermelon season, peaches, plums, all produce is popping off right now. Even in the west, I'm seeing some good. I'm seeing a lot of good freight coming out of the west in the reefer load, and I mean, so yeah, I think the reefer versus van right now is a little bit better, along with flatbed. Flatbed is
Yeah.
definitely doing real good right now, and in this market right now. So I hope that answered that question, my man. You got anything you want to add to
Yeah, I
that?
can see that.
Hmm?
I think you hit it. I think you hit it on the head. A lot of your specialty is always typically it's going to make a
Right.
little bit more than your standard dry van anyway.
Hmm.
However, there are exceptions, extreme exceptions to the rule with um, the high demand seasons, such as produce seasons, of course. But yeah, but typically
Right.
all and the good thing about I like to add the good thing about reefer is that you could also van freight, so you have that flexibility. You know,
Hmm.
when a produce market is down, you could always go grab something that a dry van can grab.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's another plus to that. Um, Although there is a few places that'll be like they'll be like no reefers. They usually will put that in the notes.
Yeah,
But for the most part,
understood.
and for obvious reasons, we don't need to go into that. Um, but for the most part, that is a good a good place to be in sometimes when you had that flexibility. The only other thing I notice when it comes to hold on. Jerry says, "Is that my M&M truck?" No, that's not my M&M truck right there, man. That's actually
That's cold. That's cold in
no,
there.
I'm gonna show it to you. I don't even know if I can flip it around, but he talking about that M&M truck right there. I don't know if y'all can see that.
Oh,
That
okay.
that truck is belongs to actually he's another driver that yeah, he's another driver that what you call it that drives for us, man. Over here at the yard, he actually pulls flatbed. He's been gone for a minute. Nah, I ain't driving no M&M truck, man. Come on now, cut that out. You trying to say I'm sweet, boy? I ain't trying to say I'm sweet. Yeah, I mean, so chef,
So,
man, go ahead, bro.
yeah, I was just about to ask you a question, QDZ. So with us having a little bit of bump in rates now over the
Mhm.
past like month or so, how sustainable do you think that'll be? You think we'll kind of coast? We're coasting in the right direction, or do you think it's just in stock market terms we call it a dead cat bounce, where things kind of fall to the ground, and obviously if it falls to the ground, you'll have a little bit of a bump. You think it's just a little bit of a temporary bump, or you think we're coasting in the right direction?
Um, you know, I don't think that it's a temporary bump, and I do think that we're going in the right direction. But what I also think is that the reason I don't think it's a temporary bump because we was just talking about this. Another buddy of mine was talking about this. I'm wrapping the truck up now, y'all. Get up out of here. But um, the reason I don't think so, man, because so right now what I've seen is, and I don't know if anybody else could relate, but I've seen that right now is I think it's actually going to pick up closer to September, and around September
Mm,
is usually what I've noticed, what I've seen the run in because you got September right, then you have the holidays start coming right after that. So you kind of get
mm.
that slight boost from October, November, then December hit, right? Then you'll see, a little bit of income tax time, some stuff start preparing, then you get that drop off right around like January, February,
Right.
right? So I don't think we're going to really drop off too far, to say the least. I think we're going to kind of stay
Okay.
steady. I think we're going to stay steady to right now and then sustain. We'll have that little dip. Now, what's going to be interesting to see is what the new year is going to look like. But I think
Yeah.
direction, man. And it's depending on where you're at, man. I had a call come in. Depending on where you're at, I think is going to play a big part into and how well things, pretty much stay sustained there. Jerry talking about he drove 200 miles from Lakeland with a flat tire. Boy, it better been a damn inner tire or something or a dual shit, man. Boy.
Is there a button like you brought Jerome Jones's comment up where you
Hmm.
can see it right there? Is there a
Hmm.
button where when somebody else comment, you can bring it up so we?
Yeah, like that. You see that?
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There we
Hmm.
go. There we go.
Boom. Yeah.
Cool. So you
But
talk
yeah,
about flat tires. Okay.
yeah, man. It's kind of like the market is right now. Now, do I think that this is the market where if I had to go grab a truck, would I grab a truck? Mm, probably not.
Do
You know what I mean?
it.
Probably
Okay.
not. But I
Mm.
do think we're
And
going
why
to be.
not?
And
Why
why
not? Don't
not?
skate past that. Yeah, why not?
Okay. Well, for me, I don't think the rates are good enough to sustain um, a payment if you're going to do a payment. You know what I mean? I don't
Okay.
think the rates are going to do that. Now, ironically, though, this would be the time to buy because the prices are down. You
Yeah,
see,
I was.
and
That's why I was asking you why, because I
and
noticed
see,
that.
and be just because the prices are down, you still got to be able to sustain the payment, though, right?
Hmm.
So it's kind of like,
Indeed.
it's kind of like apples and oranges. You know what I mean? Um, I was watching a guy the other day, man, and he was talking about how, you know, if you got, direct customers, man, that you could be consistent with in this market, that it will be the way to go. And I agree with that, to a degree because that's really where it boils down to. If you can per se, um, if you can per se sustain your revenue, and this is why I go back. I can't go to one without the other. This is why I gotta go. I always go back to the what you call it, the knowing your numbers,
Hmm.
because if you know you can be a consistent couple $1,000s a week, somebody might be able to be like, look, man, if I got a month, if I got 1,000, see me, if I $1,000 payment, that $1,000 payment would have to be 1,000 to 1,500 per month. I would still buy a truck in this market, but
Hmm.
it would have to be I would have to be consistent with that. Now, this is debatable, but I think that this in this market you can still be consistent. I mean, at bare minimum, $2,000 as an owner operator, $2,000 easy, um,
Yeah.
a week. You know what I
Take
mean?
home.
So we still
Take home.
take
Right.
home all day long, all day long, all day long, and you figure that's what on a 4 week month we
It's
you know
8K. Take home.
yeah 10K all day long. So
Eight.
yeah, hey, we got a question up here. We got a question. Easy
Starting
travel,
authority.
starting your authority or using a company numbers 80/20 split with your own trailer paid for. Could you survive the market till things get better? Only payment is truck and insurance, no trailer payment. Absolutely. We're gonna dig into that one and see what Jerome said. I can't do reefer. I hate the appointment times and the waiting. Yeah, we
Oh
gonna come
yeah,
back. We're
yeah.
gonna come back to that, Jerome. We're gonna come back to that because shit, you'll get that with reefers. But you know what? I'm gonna let Hood Chef jump on this one, travels, and I'm gonna let him jump on that. See, I want to get his opinion on that before I jump on that. What you think about that
Okay, so
split?
I'm a
Yeah.
I was kind of moving again. I was moving, so I gotta read it. This again. It says starting
He
your
says
own authority using. Mhm. Go ahead.
or using the company's numbers with the 80/20 split with your own trailer
Hmm.
paid for. Could you survive the market till things get better? Um,
Oh
only payment is
yeah.
truck and insurance, no trailer payment.
Oh yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. I definitely think it's doable. That's more than doable, especially if I'm not mistaken. You said that the trailer is paid for, right?
Right, or there's no trailer payment. Like even if you lease in a
Okay. No.
situation where you don't have a trailer payment. Right.
Okay, and it's 80/20 in no trailer. Yeah, absolutely. Especially the less fees you have, the better. No trailer payment, 80/20. Um, 80 is 80/20 is steep, but again, Landstar's numbers was
Was
65-30.
yeah,
So
and with the
to me
trailer, it was
to me it
67.
depends. Hmm.
Go ahead.
Right. So to me it depends on what the numbers look like. Like you said, QDZ, you know, it's all about the numbers of where you're getting the freight from. If you're doing the 80/20 rule with that company, like what type of freight are they getting? I think it's important in today's market, and this is just my opinion. A company that you go to, either they have to get rates that Landstar gets,
Hmm.
or have expedited or direct freight to
Right.
to make it make sense to me,
All right.
to make it make sense. If you're just pulling off of the spot market only, it's tough. It's tough, you know.
Yeah. And I mean it's fair to also say because you know a little bit about that leasing thing now. So I think it's also fair to say it depends on who you're signing on with and what kind of clientele they got, right? Because
Which is my point.
that that
Mhm.
yeah, because that's going to play a big part in you know the type of revenue you can bring in consistently. Because I know guys that signed on with people the first week was good, second week might even be even better than the next 2 weeks. It's like what happened. So you know, but when you got a company like I said, like Landstar, and then you got to look at also what they're cutting for you. So if it's a you say a 80/20 split, are they giving you a super deal on their fuel discounts? Because Landstar has great fuel discounts. So a lot of that's going to play in the market. But is it still think it's survivable? Yes. On the owner operator side, absolutely. If your cost is down, your equipment is pretty much paid for, your equipment prices or monthly payments are low, absolutely. Um, you know, 2 grand all day. I didn't leave Florida last month and barely any the month before that. And you know, I was clearing well over, over that 5 6. And I think one month, Hood Chef, you actually helped me do my numbers and we counted and I was at what was it like 7 grand or something?
Mhm.
And I hadn't left and I didn't even realize that I had did that much. So it's doable for sure. It's definitely doable in this market, man. And I'm seeing a lot of
Yeah.
numbers come up for sure. I'm definitely seeing the numbers come up. Um,
Yeah.
but Jerome, man, I'm gonna tell you something. It's like that even with far as of that reefer situation. I'm gonna go ahead and pump this question up. With that reefer situation, I used to do a lot of food loads, and one my biggest thing with them food loads is them damn lumper fees, man. I hate dealing with lumpers because that'll tie you up just as much as waiting, and I just can't stand it, bro. I can't. Let me see. I don't know if you had anything you wanted to add to that, Chef. And then, man, if y'all don't know about my man Hood Chef, man, good friend of mine, good boy. He just started a YouTube channel, man. So show him some support, man. He out there doing his thing, and
That's right.
you know what I mean.
Appreciate
I
that.
let him, introduce himself and what his channel about, man. I think some of y'all might find it interesting there. So you got the stage, my
Yeah,
man.
yeah, absolutely. First of all, I appreciate you having me. That's first and foremost.
Absolutely,
But yeah, but
absolutely.
but my channel is Trucking with Hood Chef, and I'm doing the I would first like to say I'm at the latter career, Lord willing, of my trucking career. So I'm testing out the truck leasing market right now, and
Mhm.
my first situation of it was we'll just say we crumbled that in the garbage and reevaluated and went to something else. But anyway, getting back to my trucking channel, I just like to bring the content of what us guys need to do in the truck leasing community, some of the things that we can do to help the dispatchers help us, how to talk to them, how not to be afraid to turn down loads if you know you're in a good market. Um,
Mhm.
just little things you can do to help yourself. How to fuel, where not to fuel if you have that opportunity. Just trying to give some encouraging content to the guys who are just jumping into the lease kind of immaturely, or should I say, with lack of
Mhm.
experience. Just giving
Mhm.
them the confidence on how to navigate and treat themselves as a business, because in fact, leasing is a business. It's not like being a company driver where you can just run around and idle the truck all day and no problem, you still get a check. Sometime with this leasing, sometimes you might not get a check depending on low revenue. So, but anyway, I don't want to be too long winded on that. But yeah, I just try to help us guys out that's doing the lease option right now. That's taking a look at the lease option.
Copy that. Copy that. Nah, you good. Well, I also heard that you do some you be boiling hard boiled legs in the pan
Yes,
and
sir.
cooking up in the truck. I heard a little
Yeah,
bit about some of the stuff you be doing in that truck,
yeah,
man.
yes, sir. We gotta do
Do
it the
tell.
hood
I
way.
want to know.
But
You trying to
another.
sidestep all that.
Well, I'm still building that content up, but absolutely, yeah, I appreciate that layup. I guess I got to go ahead and dunk it, but yeah, absolutely. Another one, another thing is, this is a lifestyle out here, and I noticed just as well as you guys have too. A lot of drivers, unlike you, Deezy, he might be 140 pounds. I'm joking, soaking wet. You know, uh, us guys, we gotta we might have to start getting a little bit more conscious on what we eating, and maybe trying to learn how to not get those delicious chicken tenders that's at those truck stops, man. So I'm building my I'm building my journey as well. I'm building my journey as well to get those options on things that you could do, maybe some quick meals, man, some quick healthier options on what you can do in the truck. A lot of it is not extravagant. That's why I call myself the hood chef. Because we gonna make it happen. We gonna make it happen in a good way. We gonna make it happen affordably too. So yeah,
Right.
y'all check out my channel. It'll encourage me to, keep pumping out content. But hey, like I say, man, QD's man, hey, a good friend of mine. But I also thank you for having me on your platform.
Absolutely, man, and we're gonna have your back. We're gonna have your back more than often, man. No
I
doubt.
appreciate that.
Um, but so Easy Travel said, yeah, it's a self dispatching, and a friend of mine that he knows for over 10 years with a clean authority, and me just using his numbers. Well,
Mm,
that's cool using his numbers, but you also got to remember your numbers too, because your numbers are going to be more important as to what you need. So I don't know if you know what it takes you to operate that truck, man. But know that first, because you really can't use his numbers until you know his numbers. I mean, um, I just think I see a lot of guys do that. You know what I mean? And if the numbers make sense, then yeah, you can make money all day long. It is still money out there. And then when you got somebody that you can trust like that, that can go on ahead and do it, and you got the option to do self dispatching. I'm not telling you not to take the opportunity, but I am saying know your numbers so that you can use his numbers accurately. You got anything you want to add to that, Chef?
no, that's a good point. Just thinking about something. Me and you do every now and then. Shit. I self dispatch myself every now and then when I need to.
Hmm.
On the here and there. But yeah, absolutely, man. You hit it on the head. Yeah, you hit it
Yeah.
on the head.
Yeah, you definitely got to know. You definitely got to know who what is right. What
But
them numbers is. Jerry just
but from
popped up, said something. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Yeah, but from the sounds of it, but not that I just thought about something to add to that. If he's going to do an 80-20 rule with his homeboy, it sounds like maybe and self dispatch. So it sounds like this is kind of like a spot market kind of thing. Just be careful in going into markets that won't make sense, because this
Yeah,
this
that's a
doesn't
good
sound
point.
like expedited. This doesn't sound like
That's
expedited nor direct freight. So
hmm
just stay in markets that make sense. Don't be so quick to put yourself um, in a market where it's hard to get out of, or you gotta, pull cheap
Hmm.
freight, and it wind up not making sense to your bottom line. So you
Absolutely.
gotta be very, very
Absolutely.
conscious of your bottom line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Because I'm gonna tell you, because some dispatchers, and you can relate to this. Some dispatchers know they don't care. They because they want to get their bottom line anyway, so they don't care. So if you don't know, they ain't going to enlighten you. They're gonna send you where they're gonna
that's
get their
right.
cut. You
That's
know.
right. Because they could
So
care less because they're getting that 20%, that 12%, that whatever percent is, they're getting that anyway. You know,
regardless, right,
and
right,
and they're, and
absolutely.
they, and meanwhile,
I think I lost Chef on that. He'll come back. Uh, think Chef will hit back, but let's see what you were talking about, Jerry. Hey, Jerry, you said if the money is right, you'll show me your truck. What you mean? Sell me your truck? What you talk about? You talk about sell me your truck? We'll wait. We'll wait for the chef to get back on. Hmm.
I think I'm back. I'm back. I'm
There
back.
you go. There you go. There you go.
But yeah, so yeah, just be conscious of the areas that you run in.
Hmm.
I know QDZ is good about going up to that northeast area, but he
Hmm.
knows that area. A lot of us, like myself, I'm from the Midwest. I kind of second guess, myself personally going to the northeast because you got a lot of tolls. I don't know how to go in and out without avoiding
Hmm.
some of those 30, 40, $50 tolls. So
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
it's just knowing your areas, knowing your market, knowing your bottom line.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's a real good point too, man. When you don't go to certain areas and you don't know, you definitely set yourself up for a recipe of disaster because you remember, man. Now that I was running that northeast, remember I used to run out there in that in that west too, but I was way out there in the west at one time,
Hmm. I
and
remember.
I would stay out there. But I knew once I left to go out there, I was staying. I was
Hmm.
staying out
Hmm.
there, and I run my whole week out there, make my bread, and come on back because I knew what time of the year and seasons I needed to be in those areas. So, all that's going to affect. When you get out there, you get a truck, man, and you just out there like, all right, I'm in the game. All of us have been there, and you want to just chase the money. You just be like, look, I'm going to go get it, and to a degree, you got to. You got to be out there just trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? But it comes a point where, as we say, I had the old heads where I'm from. They used to say, as it comes a point where you wise up and the man puts away the childish things at a certain degree, because now you're just out there doing, and when you're out there doing, you're not running a business. And I'm gonna tell you, don't think just because you're a company driver or you are a lease operator or owner operator, when you get in that truck, that's your business. I don't care
Uh-huh.
what you are. That's your business. Even as a company driver, you might be working for the company, but your business is the truck, right? Your business is to provide that whatever service you agreed to them to provide, and they're agreeing to provide you a certain amount of miles or guarantee. Hey, some of these companies they'll be like, hey, we guarantee you $1,200 a week, $1,300 a week, $1,500 a week. That's a business agreement. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I mean? So it's a business on every level, and then as a lease operator, lease owner, whatever you're doing, lease purchase, because there's a difference. It's a business, you know what I'm saying? So when you're just out there spinning the wheels, you're not, it's not you're not running it like a business no more. And
Right.
I always say, if you treat it like a job, it'll pay you like an employee.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
It'll definitely pay you like an employee if you treat it like a job. Now, if you treat that
That's
thing
right.
like a business, it will pay you like a boss. You know,
That's right.
and it has to because as you would say, well, you would always say it's a a well-oiled wheel, if you will.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Absolutely.
And that's how that thing got to run, man. It's got to run like that.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I
Mhm.
I know what you being
Mhm.
in the South and the Southeast. you favor, that Florida, that Georgia area. But
Mm-hmm.
outside of that, what would be your second best territory to run in outside of that one, for obvious
Outside of
reasons? Outside
outside
of
of
that
that
one,
one.
and tell
Mm-hmm.
me why, and also tell us why.
Um. Okay. That's a good one. You put me on the spot there. Um. Um.
That's all right. You can handle it.
I'm gonna tell you, my next area will be the Southwest slash Midwest
Okay.
area, and I
Okay.
and I mean the corridor, um, as the corridor from like Ohio across to like going towards that Wyoming, Illinois, Indiana area. Um, Probably as far as Idaho, Montana. I like Montana. A lot of people don't like Montana because they say there ain't nothing out there, but I beg to differ because I know how to get money out of there. Um, but that would be my and the wise that eastern that eastern west is also a part of the Rust Belt. So now we're getting into the wise, right? So is a part of that Rust Belt. So right there, that Ohio area, the top of the western part of PA,
Yeah.
you got all the manufacturing. You know what I'm saying? All the manufacturing is right there, and you got a lot of that all year long. So you'll get you got your metals being manufactured. You got your car parts always being manufactured. They run along, from Ohio all the way down into the west. Then you got a lot of your ATVs and your batteries and stuff that's coming out of um, Kansas and Missouri area. You know what I mean? Missouri is definitely a hot area. Kansas is definitely a hot area. That whole pocket, and then it's sub. So now you can run that all year. Now through the summer and the spring months, now you got Illinois and that area that's pumping out the Amish. They pumping out that produce, man. They pumping out the produce. They pumping out the food. You know, so that's a good market all year round. You know what I mean? Because they're so close to the east on that end. That's why I say that spot you can run all year and still make decent money. And here's the thing, you don't have to run. You can cut a lot of your deadhead out over in that way
Yeah.
because it's so
Yeah.
it's so much it's so much manufacturing in that pocket that you can cut a lot of your deadhead out.
Gotcha.
So that would
Gotcha.
that would be my reason, man. For I would definitely you know stay over that in that pocket.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Let me see. Hold on. All right. Jerry said he gonna chill out. All right, bro. I'll give you a call, man. But thank you. But yeah. So did you
Yeah.
find any where that you feel like you like to run? So what areas you like to run at?
Oh man, I used to hate the idea of the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of starting to like it a little bit. Come, coming across, but coming across this southern, you know, region now, I'm starting to kind of like it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
your Texas, your Louisiana, California,
Mm-hmm.
Arizona. I'm starting to like it down here now. Yeah, I'm starting to
Mm-hmm.
like it. And contrary to what I used to believe, um,
Mm-hmm.
that the California area, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, has really great paying freight that comes out. Now, I'm just saying that kind of based on the expedited loads that I'm running, but you know, um, I'm assuming that that might be kind of common. I mean, fuel prices are high over there in the West Coast, so I'm assuming that the rates kind of have to, make sense as well. So maybe that's a reason why.
Mm-hmm.
I know you come out west a little bit, so I was, wondering what you think about it.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Okay, go ahead. What was that question, bro?
Yeah, I said, contrary to what I used to believe about, California having shitty rates,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
now that I come over to Cali sometime,
Mhm.
I'm kind of obviously thinking differently on that now. So
Mhm.
is that been a norm? Has it been off and on, or has Cali been kind of consistent on nice paying rates? Has it always been for a little while a good market coming out of Cali? Can't
Hold
hear
on, bro.
you. Oh, okay.
I had muted it. Give me 1 second, man. Let me take care of something right quick.
See if I can see something real quick, y'all.
Well, while I'm waiting, I'm in a trying to pick up some mail, but um, absolutely. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna say, when I was running out there in my pre-pandemic days, um, I found that the rates were really good
Mm,
going in, but
okay.
they were even better coming out.
Mm,
Um, but even before, like I'm gonna say, like the middle of the pandemic, the rates going in wasn't really. It's funny because they wasn't really that good. All right,
okay.
you can
Going
see
in.
that. Yeah, going in wasn't really that. All right, thank you. It wasn't really that good. Hold on a second. Hang on, man. I'm boom. Thank you. But yeah, it wasn't really that good going. It wasn't really that good going in all the time. Yes, sir. It wasn't really that good going in all the time, but coming out was always great. And then towards the like I said, the middle of the pandemic, they kicked up, and they were always good going in there. But for some reason, what I noticed was that going in from like Illinois or somewhere
Yeah.
in the Midwest, they paid a lot more than they will pay, let's say, coming out of like Savannah or coming out of Georgia in general, or coming out of the Carolinas or whatever. Um, but they definitely have turned around on their rates. Um, so it always Cali's always had an up and down. Um, they always had an up and down deal, man. They always had an up and down. Um, they always had an up and down. What you call it, man?
Gotcha.
I don't
Gotcha.
know who this is. Keep posting these crazy comments on here. I'm about to kick them out. About to ban them. Letting them know I'm banning them. They keep putting these crazy comments up here.
I can't even
Let's
see
see
it.
it. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of them up here, man. Um, so let's go ahead and we're gonna ban this user in the comments. Boom. Here you go. I don't know what that was about, but anyway, um, yeah,
The hell's they
and
saying?
just stupid stuff, man. Yeah, just stupid stuff, dude. It was stuff like you've threatened your TV. You put a knife to your TV. Just stupid stuff. Like it was just
Oh,
random, stupid.
some
It almost looked
trolls.
like like a robot or something. It didn't even seem like it was
Mm.
somebody really, but could have been a troll. You never know nowadays, man. But
These trolls, man.
yeah, dog. But I'm gonna tell you, when I was running back up there a few years ago, the rates were better, but now they really are bad now going out there. I don't know what they're thinking. Who's going to be running to Cali for $1 and some change. I just ain't seeing it, man. And it's been like that for a while. It never, when I was running out there, those was never the numbers going to Cali. Never, So that fluctuation was like um, dramatic, if you will.
Yeah.
It was dramatic. But far as the rates in the West, I mean, I enjoyed it, man. You could run out there from Georgia, man, Florida. It wasn't a whole lot going out there from Florida, but like Georgia, you could run out that
Hmm.
way, 10 bands, 12 bands all day long.
Woo.
One time I hit a $14,000 lick from Savannah to Washington, man.
Mm.
You know, and the only reason, and they told me, they said, well, the only reason we gave it to you because they said we got a guy that usually run it, but he couldn't do it this week. So they just gave it to me, man. And they said they give it to, and the crazy thing is, I had ran the load before for another broker, right? And that broker was only giving me 9 grand on it, right? Which I mean, I was still happy with that. You feel me?
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
but I mean, think about it. He paying another guy 14 bands, so he pocketing 5 grand. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So
Right.
it's like, what the fuck,
But but
But
but like you said, he's paying the guy 14 on it, and that just goes back to what to show you about what I was saying that expedited, you know, um, your guaranteed lanes, they're gonna tend to pay a little more,
mhm,
and so by the
mhm,
time they need somebody else to do it or spot market, they're gonna throw a low ball offer on it, and that's why I say, I don't know if the guy's still in here that asked the question earlier. I'm not sure if his name was Jerome or, you know, hey, don't be afraid to negotiate what you need to, because if by the time it hits the spot market, that's typically freight, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like leftover loads that they can't get covered by,
mhm,
guys that have a contract on covering those lanes already, maybe some leftover leftover lanes, or
mhm, mhm.
some things of that nature, added truckloads that need to get moved from point A to point B. So
Mhm.
these brokers and these shippers, they got the money. They got the money to
Yeah.
do it. They got the
Yeah.
money to get it moved. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
don't.
Copy that. Copy that. They and you like you said. I mean, especially when it's their as you say, you said it best, as their preferred customers, if you
Mhm.
will. They'll spend the money. They'll
Yeah.
spend that money. And you know what? Which brings me to another interesting point. That's why I say when I'm booking loads, I watch the loads when I'm booking them too, because
Mhm.
you know you see a good load and you're like, all right, man, this is a good load, and a lot of times it is. You got to book them quick. But when you see a load that's been laying on that board and it's 3 o'clock, a lot of
Mm.
times you have a lot more negotiating power. And I've booked plenty of loads like that where I've waited them out. You know what I'm saying? I waited them
Uh-huh.
out. Uh, Somebody just said, Joblin, hey, she said, hey, truck crew, or he said, hey, truck crew. My bad. Oh, smack.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Um, Yeah, he said, "Hey, truck crew, let me spin around, man. I almost forgot about that daggone meeting I was supposed to go to." But yeah, man. When you book them loads and you take the time to wait them out a little bit. I always like to book my second loads later in the day versus booking them
Mm.
you know early. Because sometimes you want to book early because you want to you know get your booking out the way, but sometimes that can also hurt you, you know,
Yeah.
especially if let's say it's midweek. Now we talking about like on a Friday or something, you feel me? Then we'll go ahead and book it on out because we don't want to play with trying to book on the weekend or whatever the case may be. But um yeah, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to you definitely don't want to book too early. I think during the week, but I've gotten good loads waiting them out because again, priority customer, they got to do what they got to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we got another question. Now, can you still play that same game? Wait until three to get a good load? Absolutely. That's what I was just saying. Absolutely. But like I said, it'll be like I'm watching the load. So let's say I look like I'll give you a case in point. So I book a lot of Uber Freight loads. I look at their loads. I see where they at. I know I'm going to be in that area, right? They will generally have the load on the board, and a lot of times they'll have multiples of the same load, right? So I'll be watching the load. I'm like, man, this load, it's 1 o'clock. Okay, it's 2 o'clock. The load's still there. 3 o'clock, the load's still there. I'll bid on it at 3 o'clock, right? And see what I can get, And they're usually pretty responsive. Now, same thing. If I see it on the if it's a DAT load board, I call. Hey, a lot of times I'll be able to get the load. I won't be waiting until like 4 o'clock at that point. Especially like I said, if it's a Friday, you don't want to really play too much. If you see it on there at 3 o'clock and it's already a good load, you don't want to haggle with it too much. Call, see if you can get it negotiated. If you can, take it for what you're gonna get extra on it. If not, then you want to either go ahead and book it. Otherwise, you already know how that thing goes sitting over the weekend because you missed all your opportunity. Especially if you don't have 24-hour brokers. So I got a lot of guys that I can book with throughout the weekend and 24 hours, but for the most part, I'll wait. I'll look at a load and watch the load. Now, obviously, again, I got to stress this. If it's a good paying load, me and Hood Chef, we laughed about this not too long ago. I was like, man, I hate to ask for the load already 385. When it's 385 and it's 4 o'clock, you know what I mean? So let me push the
Right,
envelope. But sometimes, if it's a $2.50, 280 load, you don't want to be trying to renegotiate at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I mean? You want to go ahead and grab that thing. But yeah,
now
bro, I
now
hope that answers the question. Go ahead.
in this 3 o'clock example, now this is booking it for the following day, correct?
Right. Unless
Okay,
it's a
yeah,
unless
gotcha.
it's a le- unless it's a you empty and it's a pickup in the same day delivery and it's a 24-hour shipper. You know how it go. You play the game. If
Yeah.
the times make sense, like the one I'm looking at now, it picks up tomorrow at like 4, and it delivers at like 2300 the same day. You know, which I have not looked at it yet, and I need to look at it now and see. Um, yeah, I need to do that. Hold on, let me jump on here. I hope I don't close y'all out, but let me look on here and see. Y'all can still
I
hear
ain't
me?
get it. Oh yeah, it ain't
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
close you out. It's
yeah.
just might freeze your video
Okay,
a little bit, but like it's doing now. But yeah, we can still hear you.
okay. So my
But
load is still there, and I'm looking at it, man. I need to stop playing and jump on it because it's still here on the board, but it doesn't have no negotiating. Like I can't bid on it, but that same load is there, and I haven't looked to see if there's anything else pending over there. I'm looking on the board as we speak. Um, yeah, I mean, there's some stuff. Yeah, that's really, yeah. I mean, okay, it's one Middleburg. Yeah, game news, but yeah, it's a lot of ways to book, man. You just gotta kind of play around with what works in that comfort level.
yeah, it's probably a bit of trial and error too, as well too, because I suspect that certain markets are gonna give you a different outlook of how to play that role. So if
Mhm.
you are in Florida pretty often and you understand that you have time to your advantage, then okay.
Mhm.
But you may be somewhere, and I know this for my own experience. I was in Indiana, in the Indianapolis area, and again, I was looking at a good load, and I'm like, okay, let me wait a little bit or try to bid a little bit more, trying to be greedy, and
Mm,
load was gone. So, keep that in mind too. To the guy that asked that question, keep that in mind.
mm,
Do you need to get in that direction for a particular reason? Do you need to get in that direction for a setup load or get home or whatever? Do you have the affordability to sit and wait and play the waiting game or not? So keep those factors in mind. Are loads going fast in that market at the time, or loads going moving slow in that market? You might have a little bit more, time that you can take advantage of. So I think a
right,
couple
right, right, right,
variables may play a
right,
part in
right,
that.
right.
Yeah, that was a good question though.
Copy that. Yeah, that was Jerome that answered that question, Mr. Jones. Um, yeah. So, hmm.
Hey,
Now,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, no, go
No,
ahead.
no, no, go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna ask you.
Mhm.
I got to poke you in the ribs a little bit.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I poke you in
Okay.
the ribs a little bit.
Uh-oh.
When is QDZ gonna expand the fleet a little bit and
Oh.
add some more drivers to the fleet?
Oh
Huh?
man. Oh man. I got to sidestep that one, bro. I got to
Okay. We
sidestep.
we'll talk that one on another one. This is our first video.
Yeah,
We'll come
yeah.
back to that one on another day.
We can't give them all the juice.
Okay. I
We can't
got
give them
you.
all the juice on the first one, man.
Copy
Golly,
that.
boys.
Copy that, driver. Copy that.
Don't man. But next
Copy
question.
that.
Next
Copy that.
question.
Copy that. Your video went off for a second. You must be. But anyway, I'll keep the party rolling. I'm Hood Chef with Hood Chef TV. I am. Hope everybody's doing good this week. Hope they're being safe. I like to promote a lot of safety on my channel as well. So we got some healthy snacks going on, y'all.
That's what I was gonna come at you with. Is that on the safety note, man?
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
know you
sir.
have been seeing some stuff, and I've
Oh
been
man.
seeing a lot of crazy stuff, man, on the road myself, man, and it speaks to a lot of why it's so hard for us out here as drivers,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, and my question to you is,
Okay.
do you think a lot of the companies are at fault about?
Mm. That's a damn good one. Go ahead.
Do you think that a lot of these companies are at fault for a lot of what's happening out here? Because I feel like some of these companies just want a heartbeat in the seat,
Mm-hmm.
so they're willing to put anybody out. So I don't know. Do you think there's some liability that somebody, a lot of that is on some of these companies, or do you think it's just straight the driver's fault? That they don't know what they know, and they should be confident enough to say, I don't need to be out here yet. Even though I got this license, I don't need to be out here yet. I need to maybe go with a company that's going to give me some more training, or like that. Like that's a gray area. So what do
Man,
you think?
boy, that's a good question there.
Yeah.
I would like to say, I hate to say it, I like to put a lot of the blame on the company. Um,
Mm.
I just recently did a video about controversial company, and if you guys go over to my page, it won't take you long to figure out what company I'm talking about. But I won't spread that gossip over here. But I did a video about controversial company hiring drivers, advertising and hiring drivers with only 4 months experience. Um, I
Wow.
have I have reason to believe that they probably would take drivers prior to 4 months experience. The 4 months, and we've all been a new driver at some point. So
Mhm.
the 4 months is not the problem. However, the problem is when you hire drivers with 4 months of experience and you don't even have a training department.
Wee.
You don't. That's why I said I have to. Unfortunately, I have to put a lot of this blame on the company. You don't have a
Wow.
training department. You don't
Wow.
have you don't have a track. So I have to put in the industry has shifted, and that's the reason why we now have automatic trucks
Mhm.
versus to
Mhm.
keep up with the demand of, we have an influx. People are buying products, materials more than ever. People Every year people are spending more. It's just the evolution of the world.
Mhm.
That being said, things need to get moved more than ever before. So
Mhm.
you have the marketing of drivers that, hey, come drive. Oh, hey, you make a lot of money. You know what I mean? You
So
have
somebody left you a comment. I just
Let me
popped it
see.
up for you.
You're talking about okay, okay, okay. You know what I mean? So
Right.
definitely in the building there, Jerome.
Mm.
So you know, um, I say that the industry has to take part to blame on that because it has promoted maybe the people who didn't have intentions on being a truck driver. It has pulled people from all walks of life to sitting behind the wheel driving his truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
People with degrees in this, that, and the other are now driving semi trucks.
Hmm. Hmm.
So you don't have the people who remember when you were a kid, and I hope I'm not off subject. I'm gonna bring it back. When we were a kid, you dreamed about being a truck driver. You had the little toy trucks and stuff like that. Now you got people that say, you know what? I've been a law student for 2 years. It's not quite working out. I can go be a truck driver in 6 weeks. Let me go be
Right.
a truck driver. I may be exaggerating a little bit, but I'm sure you guys know what I mean. You know, um,
I
so
know exactly what you mean.
so that being said, we have an influx of people, like you said, heartbeats, people getting thrown in the seats, and when you have that, you'll have accidents that unnecessary accidents that you'll see on the road.
Mhm.
People flipping over in dry conditions. I just saw literally while I've been on this live. I just saw a truck. Um, the record truck was pulling it over on the side, right side up,
Mhm.
and I'm in Arizona. It's dry out here. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So the punishment of, if you do this, if you speed, if you do that, if if whatever, the punishment is not there anymore. To the slap on the hand of things are not there anymore by companies to keep drivers in line, if you will. So by the
Can I?
time a big accident, my bad. Go ahead. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead. No, I was going to say because you
No.
made a good point. Can in the midst
Mhm.
of that, can I get you to talk about that? That remember that. Well, the asphalt wasn't right story.
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, I hope to do a video about that soon. There's a guy who's trolling me on my channel a little bit. I was helping a guy on some safety issues, and
Mhm.
this young man, I call him a troll now. He's he commented that I forgot what his trolling comment was that
basically, I think it was something in effect that like you was trying to exploit the guy
yeah, yeah, yeah.
or
He
something of
tried to
that
make it seem
along
like
those
I was trying to
times.
exploit the guy, but the company
Hmm.
was directed to the company and letting the company know, hey, you guys have drivers out here that don't even know how to, that don't even know where their tandems need to be in order to be legal. He,
Hmm.
this young man, this young man didn't even know that he couldn't have his tandems all the way to the rear. He didn't know that he couldn't drive around like that. And that's, to me, that's basic truck. You know what I mean? That's something that nowadays you probably should even learn in truck driving school.
Right.
So the video was more geared toward the company and getting their attention. Like, hey, you got drivers out here that don't even know where to place their tandems. He had 6 weigh scale ticket slips and counting because he was going in there to get another one. He had
Hmm.
6 weigh scale ticket,
Wow.
and also he was uh, moving the fifth wheel back, and I preach against that. And
Hmm.
I'm about 20 years in the game,
Hmm.
and I won't touch the fifth wheel. A
Hmm.
new driver who is sliding the tandems and don't know where his tandems need to be legal, he probably don't even know how to lock the tandems back. So if you think
I
about
mean,
that in conjunction,
he
go
probably
ahead.
don't even know how to lock the fifth wheel. But no, go ahead.
That's my no. You right on the head because that's my exact point, and that's what's scary. So now you're driving around with a fifth wheel that's not locked, possibly tandems that's not locked. I've seen trucks before where tandems wasn't locked, and when they hit the brake, the tandems slid off of the truck and the trailer was on the ground.
Wow.
I've seen these type of accidents before. I've seen accidents before where people driving around, they may fuel up. Oh, this is another thing, and this is just something simple. Always do a tug test. I preach this. Always do a tug test when you guys come out of that truck stop and you're going to get them snacks, those delicious chicken tenders at Chester's, and you fuel up and you think you put that key in that ignition and you pull off. Somebody beat them pull. They might not like the company. It probably don't have nothing to do with you. They might not like the company, and they pull your fifth wheel slider and you pull off and boom, that trailer is sitting in a fuel island disconnected. So it's just a lot of basic things that I think that training will solve. And again, that's just a simple example.
Hmm.
And that those simple habits will prevent you from doing things like rolling your truck over in the ditch. If you have simple habits, simple good habits, it'll prevent you from the larger accidents because you have such good habits on the small things that the large accidents will never happen.
Right. Yeah, that's good
So,
stuff, man. You
but
know,
yeah, but
uh, so, so to sum it up, though, you believe that a lot of it is on the companies.
I believe a
Um,
lot of it is on the companies. I think JB Hunt. I wanted to do a video about this later.
mhm.
JB Hunt has even implemented a new system, a point system, you know, for
Mhm.
things. If this happened, you got 3 points. Come late for work, you got 3 points. Like they are positioning themselves to weave out the people who are not going to take industry serious. I applaud it.
Mm.
This is the reason
Mhm.
why as owner operators, this is the reason why you got rates are insurance rates are where they at.
Mhm.
This is the reason why.
Mhm. Mhm. And speaking of insurance, like you said, look at why. I mean, look, I'm in Florida paying two bands a month for insurance, man. Like it's crazy,
Absolutely.
and this is a lot of the reasoning. Nobody doesn't understand why the stuff's so expensive. This is exactly why. You know,
Yep. This is why things are so expensive.
because you're paying
Absolutely.
for the other people. You're paying for everybody else. You know what I mean? And that's what they're charging you for. Um, but that's
Hey,
a
hey,
good
QDs,
deal.
you got to throw another wild card in.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, I think I lost you. But we'll give Hood Chef a second to come back. Yeah, he out there in the boonies, boy. But yeah, man. I mean, the insurance is crazy, and that's a lot of reason why a lot of guys can't get into the game. Because they'll go through getting the Let me lock him back in. Hang on, there you
All
go.
right. Yeah,
There
going
you
through
go.
these towns. But just to
Mhm.
throw a wild card in back on that, as far as the reason why insurance rates are where they at, this is all. This also has to contribute. The influx of drivers hitting the market also has something to do with the supply and demand. That the rates are lower, extremely lower than what
Yeah.
they should be too. We have a hell
Mhm.
of a lot of trucks on the road. When COVID happened and rates were sky high, you had a lot of people
Mhm.
buying trucks. You had a lot of people going to truck driving school because they heard about how much money people were making. Not because they wanted to be
Mhm.
truck drivers, but because they heard that, oh, you making 3 and 4 thousand a week driving a truck. Oh, forget it. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So now you have those same in the South. They what do they call the people who come to the South to get snowbirds?
Mhm.
You now
Mhm.
now you have. I'll think of a term, but for right now, I'll just say
Truck birds.
snowbirds in the truck birds, right? You got truck birds in the trucking community, and so now you got a lot of trucks in areas, and they haven't weaved themselves out yet. And so, like I said,
Mm.
that's the reason why with supply and demand. Meaning, if you got a lot of trucks in a certain area, more trucks than loads, obviously the rates will become low and vice versa. So, that's the reason why the market has been pushed down because it has to balance, it has to correct itself in the stock market world. We say correction. The trucking industry right now
Mm.
is going through a correction. And so once we get the truck birds out,
Yeah.
I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine.
Copy that. Copy that. Wow. I mean, that's what happens when you know, that's what we get when you start chasing money. You know what I'm saying? You got these people that's in the game
Hmm.
chasing money, and
Yep.
believe it or not, man, it hurts everybody. It definitely
Yep.
hurts everybody, even directly or indirectly. And sometimes you don't realize the damage until after it's already done. Right? It's like so many people, so many guys came in and pushed the rates, down because they
There
had so
you
many
go.
guys taking a lot of taking a lot of freight, just cheap freight, taking it, and now it's like the norm. Back where I'm from, man, up in Philly, man, the guys would be standing out in front of the auto zones working on the cars for people, and they was the smokers. That's what we called them. The
Hmm.
pipers, and
Yeah.
you know then when they wanted people in the hood to do work, people charging them, what it should be charging. They'd be like, man, you gonna charge me $100 to put a start in? Man, I'm gonna get it put in for $25, man. Nigga, I ain't no smoker. You think I'm a smoker? So now they looking at us drivers or the operators. They supposed to get these smoker prices. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's a good
You
point.
know,
That's a great,
and and,
great
and,
analogy.
and that and now these brokers thinking this is normal. So now they ideology is, oh, somebody will pull it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Somebody will pull it. But man, it's been real, man. I got an appointment.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go ahead too, man. We've been on this joint about a good hour and 20 minutes, man, and
Yeah,
we
man.
definitely gonna come back to it and have this joint, man. So I appreciate y'all that watched and enjoyed or whatnot, and we'll be back at it. We're gonna definitely have Hood Chef back on the channel, and I'll get back at you. It's your boy Q Deezy, the Double Easy. You just watched another episode of All About Semis
All
and
about
Trucking with Hood Chef.
semis.
How about you out there, drivers? Peace out.